Imagine waking up one morning to look in the mirror and see a face that is not your own, or rather, a face that is exactly like everyone else's. Overnight, the world has changed. Every human being now shares the same facial features, identical expressions, identical eyes, nose, and mouth. The shock would ripple across the planet. At first, society might react with awe and confusion. People would take selfies, post online, and compare themselves to friends and strangers. The novelty could be entertaining, even amusing, as everyone jokes about seeing themselves everywhere. But this initial fascination would quickly give way to deeper psychological and social consequences. Identity, so central to human life, would be challenged in profound ways. Facial recognition is a core part of how we identify others, build trust, and communicate nonverbally. Without unique faces, personal recognition would become almost impossible. Families might struggle to tell their loved ones apart at a glance. Friends could be confused by identical appearances, and strangers could no longer be easily distinguished. Security systems based on facial recognition would fail. Governments, banks, and private institutions would have to develop new methods for identification, relying entirely on fingerprints, retina scans, voice, or even DNA. The social and psychological impact would be enormous. People might feel a loss of individuality, struggling with the knowledge that their outward appearance no longer sets them apart. Personal expression through appearance, hairstyles, makeup, facial piercings, would become the only differentiating factor. Society might place even greater emphasis on clothing, body language, and personal style. Some individuals could experience an existential crisis, questioning what it truly means to be themselves if no one can recognize their face. Relationships would also shift. Romantic attraction, often influenced by facial features, would be complicated. People might learn to connect more deeply through personality, voice, and shared experiences rather than superficial appearances. Friendships could be tested, as misrecognition and confusion create misunderstandings. Parents might feel alienated from children, lovers from partners, despite knowing them intimately. The world economy and culture could transform in unexpected ways. Industries based on personal image, advertising, fashion, beauty, would need to adapt. Art and media would explore new forms of identity beyond the human face. Humor and entertainment might focus on quirks of behavior rather than appearance. Even politics could change, as leaders would be judged more by actions and speech than by image, at least initially leveling the playing field. However, challenges and dangers would arise. Criminals could exploit identical appearances to commit crimes unnoticed, framing others easily. Social trust might erode as people struggle to tell friend from foe. Governments might impose stricter identification protocols, increasing surveillance and control. Cybersecurity, banking, and law enforcement systems would undergo massive overhauls to accommodate the inability to differentiate by face. Ultimately, this world would force humanity to confront what truly defines identity. Without unique faces, humans would have to rely on voice, movement, mind, and heart to recognize each other. It might spark empathy as people learn to understand one another beyond appearances. Or it might create tension and conflict as superficial cues disappear and individuality is questioned. In the end, waking up to a world where everyone shares the same face would be both unsettling and enlightening. Humanity would be forced to redefine beauty, connection, and identity. It would show that the essence of being human is not only in how we look, but in how we act, think, and relate to each other. Life would go on, but the reflection in the mirror would never feel the same again.